everybody, welcome to topic 2. In this first lesson, we start off with using the properties, and the topic is about estimating whole numbers and decimals and using mental math strategies. So we're going to be starting with using some strategies within the properties. So two properties that are important with this unit and is moving forward in math are the commutative property and the associative property. So let's start with the commutative property. So in the commutative property, we work on changing the order of the addends. We can change the order if you see here. If I have two numbers and I am adding them, I can switch the order of the addends. So does this work with three numbers? So this also works with three numbers. So if you see here, if I group, you see how I put parentheses around, but I did not change the, so what I did was I just switched the 7 and the 2, and I put the 7 first and the 2 last, and then I switched it. But the first number is the same. This is still the commutative property. This can be really confusing sometimes when you start talking about the next property, which is called the associative property. Let me show an example of that. So what do you get here? What's the difference? So 2 plus 3, you do that first. Parentheses always comes first in the order of operations. So 2 plus 3 equals 5. And then you add the other 5 and you get what? You get 10. Try the other side. So first the parentheses are grouped around the 5 and the 3. I have different numbers grouped. When you change the groupings, that is the associative property. So I have the 3 plus the 5 first. 5 plus 3 is what? 8. Then you add the plus 2. You still get 10 as a result. So that's the big difference. That is basically all there is to it. Now compare that with what we did up top with the commutative property. So the first example, 25 plus 7. I switched the order of the addends. 7 plus 25. The second example under commutative was 25 plus 7 plus 2 in the other one. 25 is still the first addend, but I switched the 2 and the 7. So switching the order of the addends is commutative, but grouping them differently and adding them differently is called associative property. So that's the big difference. This does not work for subtraction. It does not work for division. It works for addition. It works for multiplication. We'll get to multiplication later. In the next lesson, you're going to be learning how to use mental math strategies. We will start, and there's different vocabulary for that. There's something called compensation and compatible numbers. And that just means, all that basically means is use easy numbers. I'm going to give you some examples of that in the next lesson. But as far as your properties, this is all there is to it. So this is part 1 of lesson 2.1. See you for the next one.